January 6th, 2021, a day that reshaped the Capitol's security forever in American democracy. At 12 p.m., roughly 1,000 people smashed the West Side security fence, the first breach of the outer perimeter. Chief Stephen Sund oversaw 140 officers on the ground, far fewer than the 800 the department believed it needed. Senate committee later confirmed just 140 officers were present, well below the 800 the force estimated as necessary. By 1 p.m., officers were forced to retreat from the House chamber as rioters smashed windows and forced doors open. House cameras captured officers shouting tear gas and deploying pepper spray while forming a human barrier at the Senate entrance. A line of officers formed a human barrier at the Senate entrance, attempting to hold back the advancing mob. At 1 p.m., Vice President Mike Pence was evacuated through a secure hallway as the riot intensified. President Trump authorized the National Guard at 2 p.m., and they entered the Capitol's basement to stage defensive positions. The Guard's deployment was first mentioned in a Pentagon briefing released on February 8 to the public. Throughout the hour, officers filed over 160 reports documenting injuries to 140 officers and 70 staff members. The Department of Justice later reported that 19 officers required medical treatment for concussion-related symptoms. Officer Brian D. Sicknick fell during the riot, later succumbing to injuries despite medical care. Chief Sund resigned on January in acknowledging the force was unprepared for the level of violence experienced. The House Select Committee convened on July 10th, holding over 60 public hearings on the attack. In 2022, the Capitol Police Board approved a $1 million budget to hire an additional 500 officers. The Department of Defense revised its emergency response protocols for the Capitol complex after the January's events. A permanent Joint Operations Center was created, uniting Capitol Police, Secret Service, and the National Guard. January's remains a watershed moment, showing how quickly democratic institutions can be threatened by violent forces. If you found this deep dive helpful, subscribe and turn on notifications for more rigorous US history.